Welcome to another episode of the Own It podcast. And today, since the RES results is drawing near, we will be talking about how do you choose the right team to kickstart your RES career. So with me are two very experienced routers and also team leaders in our team. So we will be talking about things like which segment that you should start in and what are the things that you can look out for as RES, which kind of team that you should join. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave it down on the comments and we will also reply to you. I think the very top thing that I always hear from RES aspiring routers is always training and guidance. So I think these two words are basically always being thrown around, the trainings and guidance. So what do you guys think about that?
I think first thing first, for the training wise, right, there are quite a bit from the company and from even district level, division level, there are quite a bit of the training. Then sometimes can be quite repeated.
I personally feel that the trainings given by the company, right, is actually sufficient for the new RES. It's just that I think after the training, right, mentors should sit down with their new RES to actually go through because even myself, when I attend training, right, sometimes when the trainer asks questions, right, we don't dare to ask them. Yeah, we don't dare to ask them. So we would prefer in a more private setting, maybe down with your mentors, right? Then you will be able to have more questions answered.
Yeah, sometimes can be very awkward, right? You keep raising the hand.
Correct.
I think a lot of people, they want to have trainings in a smaller setting. So maybe that's why when you talk about the company level training, a lot of people feel that it is not enough because it is too big a setting that they wouldn't be able to ask questions. And then if there's a smaller setting, which is like the team setting, they feel that they are more welcome to ask questions. So maybe that's why they feel that training is very important, or from a team's perspective. I heard from a lot of RES that they prefer their team to have trainings so that they are more welcome to ask questions. So I guess that's where they are coming from, why they want trainings.
But I think if you don't dare to ask questions, right, even if it's in the settings of 10 people, you also don't dare to put up a hand, man.
True.
Yeah.
But for me, no different. Because last time when I was a new agent, right, even in a big setting, I also ask questions. But only for the first few, but really will be like getting a bit embarrassing if let's say I keep asking things and people start to look at me differently.
You feel like you are holding back the class.
Yes.
You are worried that you will waste fellow classmates' time.
Correct.
So no matter you waste 50 people's time or you waste 10 people's time, you will still feel that you are not welcome to ask questions. But actually as a trainer last time in when I doing training for the company, actually we welcome questions. We always welcome questions because this is where we will answer specifically to the questions that in the classroom may have, but they do not want to sound out. So actually, I will always say that, hey, thank you so much for the question because you just asked something that someone may also need to know, but never ask.
I think to new RES, right, sometimes we don't know what we don't know. So until someone asks, then we realize that actually this is something can be quite applicable when we are doing the work.
Just now, Lucas has brought up that the company training is very comprehensive.
Yes.
I think maybe the viewers will feel that lazy say lazy lah. Don't want to train, say don't want to train lah. You say company, throw everything to company. I just want to clarify, yes, because we are involved in planning the training for the company as well. So I do see that it is really, really very comprehensive, and we have different segments like for brand new, even aspiring RES. We have brand new RES. So aspiring and brand new RES is different. Aspiring means you haven't become RES. Brand new RES
license take already.
Then we still have those that is basics, and then those are very advanced trainings. So all these things are really lined up already, and I think you will take many hours, like maybe 80 hours to complete the trainings. So if today we are going to go into more trainings,
I think most will be repeated because the topics are just this much. Yeah, it's more of I think after the companies going through the whole company comprehensive training, right, it's for the manager's duty to actually fill up the loopholes that the new RES didn't fill up during all these trainings.
the gaps,
The
learning gaps,
all those gaps that wasn't being filled up.
two ways to fill in the gaps. You attend another training. For example, HDB. Definitely, you will, after attending the training, you will still feel that, you are still
Missing
not very
something.
familiar. Then you attend another training that is also on HDB. Or this time round is your team's training. Then you listen to another trainer's experiences and everything. Then you find more gaps.
The thing is, I feel like for trainings wise, right, when we create a training structure or the slides, everything, it should be something like very, very standard and things that it will happen. But then when you come to a real life application, right, like for example, mentoring, one-to-one mentoring, right, we can add in things like can happen, and we can't really put into training structure because there are too many variations could be happening. Like for example, HDB talking about extension stay, then with extension stay, without extension stay, is a different set of trainings. So it become like even more comprehensive, like what you say, like more gaps. So like one-to-one mentoring that time, then like mentor, we can actually guide through more easily.
So the questions here is, why is there so many different trainings? Because I think, especially during this RES result seasons, you will see a lot of advertisements coming out, a lot of postings coming out, and there is a lot of trainings here, this program, that program, this mastery.
That mastery.
So why is it that there is so many trainings? Is it to fill a need?
I feel that most teams, right, when they have all these trainings, right, is to be seen. To show that they actually do have such things as well, such trainings other than what the company provide. They have additional trainings that is being done in their own team itself. But sometimes, sidetrack a bit, you will see some posters like, this guy can also be trainer.
I think no choice, right? Because if I'm a team that only have so many producers, right? If we have to choose someone to be a trainer, then that person has to be a trainer already. So why are there so many trainings in the market right now? I guess every team needs to put up something to gain traction, gain eyeballs. But end of the day, I think really it leads down to deal making and trainings. Just imagine our company's training, you need maybe 80 hours to complete. And then on top of that, because of more team trainings, we will invest another 10 to 20 hours of training. And that 10 to 20 hours actually can be invested in something else that actually convert into sales, into income for our agents, right? So that leads us to another area, which is the activities and the prospecting realm. I think which is something that we are more focused on and we take more interest in, because that is where the deal makers are.
But then the thing is, like talking about 20 hours of extra training programs, right? Like our prospecting section, every time we do is 2 hours. So each hours, like every session, right, we can get some leads. For example, 1 leads. If let's say 20 hours, we might be getting 10 leads to do conversion. I think eventually that part is what we all want to do as an agent. We want to see the real life and we want to do some conversion and take home with the dollar and cents.
Yeah, I think as a new RES or even as a old agent, right, I think you shouldn't be spending all your time learning and not putting into practice. You should spend your time learning. Learning is important, but you should also spend time into prospecting for deals, putting into practice, meeting clients, cold calling, how you speak to clients. Because whatever you learn, right, if you don't bring it out to use, right, it's useless.
Sometimes it's like when we do the prospecting, the time when we do presentation, then we realize that thing we don't know, then we come back again to ask. Yeah. I think that really help us learn quite fast.
So for all RES out there, I think the key focus here is not just training, because training is in a classroom setting, but instead be the one that actually connect with co-leads and start talking to co-leads, because from there, that is where the real coaching is. And I think that is where we want to focus on the growth, because training brings out more questions. The way I see it is really trainings bring out questions, and it will only be meaningful when these questions are being answered. And then using all this knowledge that you gain from the answers to connect with your co-leads to convert into a appointment, a sales. Yeah. So I think having said that, I think we are quite aligned that we are focusing on the coaching, the growth, the sales part, whereas trainings is still very important.
Yes.
It's still very important. And of course, not just the company, the whole team structure actually flows down from the advisory level. And we have those trainings that are actually conducted by millionaires. And I don't really see the need for another trainer to come in.
That covers the same thing.
That covers the same thing, but not as decorated as the advisory trainer. That kind of things lah. Right. But okay, so much so about all this, mentoring and prospecting and trainings. Let's talk about something that is more, something I think the viewers also want to know. Like, which segment should I start on? When we come into this industry, there's so many things to look out for. There is rental, of course, HDB. Like, a question I want to throw out is HDB the basics? Should you only do HDB before you move on to other types of properties? Because there's a lot of people think that the value of the deal determines whether it's basic or advanced. What do you guys think?
I don't think there is a go-to segment. Whichever segment that you and your mentors pan out for you, right? I think the important thing is focus.
First thing first, talk to a mentor first. Like for example, if you ask different segment, right? You ask me which one easier to do. I find private property actually quite easy compared to HDB. About the rulings part.
Because I think whichever mentor you ask, right, you get different answers. Depending on what the mentor is, he himself is focused in.
15 years ago when we started, I have that concept that HDB is the basic. I must start from HDB. But actually HDB is the most difficult.
Yeah, so many rules and regulations.
it's the most difficult. So it's a blessing in disguise that we actually started
doing
from
HDB,
something that is more difficult. So when I move into doing private,
like that only.
Like that only.
Finish already. The rest, lawyer settle.
Yeah. But still a lot of back end work to do, like even when we are marketing a private property, even commercial also.
There's another segment which some people will want to actually dip into when they are a new RES, which is rental. So I think that is very important as well. It creates a lot of cash flow.
Yeah.
So do you guys see that your new agents actually go into rental?
Rental, there are quite a bit of my people, they are doing this rental, so-called when startup. So it's actually, like what you say, we really need a cash flow, and the commission area come in very fast compared to a sale, right, whereby it can be 3 to 4 months.
Private maybe 3 to 4 months. HDB we will never get in 3 to 4 months. So that is where the rental comes to fill in the gaps.
I think rental is important even as experienced RES. Because it creates cash flow for us, we can reinvest back into our business for more prospecting.
Yes.
Yeah, which creates more sales for us.
Actually, I would like to add something about rental is a lot of consumers see more value in a rental agent than a sale agent. Although the sale agent will bring in like hundreds of thousands of profits or even $1 million profit for the seller, but it's the rental agents that actually...
It's more like a relationship with the owner.
Yes, because they help to settle problems. And there is a lot of problems coming up in rental over the 1, 2, or even 3 years. A lot of owners actually see the value that the
rental, so-called rental
agent
agent provides. Yeah.
And that is also the customer base, because we have agents that actually focus a lot on rental, and later on, all these landlords translated into their seller, then investor. So they see a linkage in all the deals. Sometimes the seller becomes the buyer for 2 more properties. Or sometimes the landlord will have multiple properties, which we met a lot. Yeah. So rental is definitely a segment where a lot of RES neglected and should be actually looking into today. One last question before we end this. I think a lot of RES will have this concern. What if I don't have startup capital?
For myself, I think when I advise people who wants to join, right, try to have at least 6 months of expenses that is they can say 6 months of expenses so that they can actually last for at least 6 months. Because
but when you say you must have at least 6 months of expenses, they in their mind, let's say they spend only $500 a month, right? They spend only $500 a month. Then they have $3,000 saved up. Then when they join, they say, now first you need to get this portal subscription, $9,000.
excluding all the business costs.
But they wouldn't know how much the cost will be. So every time you say, this portal you need to have, that is $3,000, $6,000, $9,000. This tool you need to have, then there is another $300-$400. Run the Facebook campaign, which costs another $1,000 a month. So all these things adds up.
Okay, let's say nobody want to join. Everybody's scared already.
Scared. Don't join. Don't join. Leave more for us. No, just kidding. So that's the thing, because a lot of people, I think, on theory knows that I need to save up half a year. But their half a year today as a non-RES and their half a year as a RES may be very, very different. So let's don't talk about save up half a year. What if I don't have startup capital?
I think different thing can work on, like some of our agent, right? If let's say they know that they do not want to spend so much during the initial stage because a lot of uncertainty, so can actually focus on things that don't really spend a lot. Like for example, doing door knocking, we have our door knocking program, right? So focus on it. Then you keep knocking with the right scripts, etc. So you get something eventually. That's what I see for some of the people.
I mean, there are ways to prospect without spending money, like calling, door knocking, road shows. So if you don't want to spend so much on your initial business capital, then you have to spend more energy.
True.
Yeah.
So in fact, what Edwin mentioned, like the prospecting, even door knocking, the telemarketing in our prospecting program, actually nobody pay a single cent. Nobody pay a single cent. You just need to put in the effort. So if you are ready to put in the effort, teams like ours will not require you to have any startup capital. You just go out and do it and make it happen. In our prospecting program, I think a lot of things that are being given for free. Like for example, a business space, which you need to sit down and call. That requires some business cost. The calling telephone, that requires business cost. The DNC even, there is business, they need subscription, that is business cost. Then of course, where to get the numbers, we run Facebook campaigns, all these leads, that is definitely business cost. So all these things coming in together, I think is very important. I always believe in new RES need to start light. That means light on the pocket. So in the beginning, last time when we started 14 years ago.
Started very light.
We started very, very light. So we self-farm because last time there's no Facebook campaigns. We farm flyers, we print out flyers. Still a cost actually.
Still a cost, yeah.
I did roadshow last time also.
So we farm flyers, we go and distribute ourselves, roadshow, and door knocking. These are ways that actually you don't need any cost. Okay, so for the new RES that is looking for a team to join, don't rush the decision, because we all feel that the training is very, very important. However, I think the mentor is even more important. Just like any consumers looking for an agent, most of the time they look at the person and not the company. So look for the right mentor that you can click with, not the most decorated mentor. Of course, the track record really matters, but the person that actually can share and willing to share his experience and his resources with you, and also spend the time with you to actually go through. Because let's face it, I always tell my sellers, hey, if you can't stand the look on my face, there's no point engaging me, because you'll be seeing me a lot. Same thing, if you can't stand the look of your mentor's face, there's no point joining him, because you will end up asking other people questions, and then you will start feeling that, hey, I might as well join that person instead of this mentor. Really spend some time to meet more people, spend more time to talk to them, and really feel
Connected with them.
yeah. You really must feel that connection with them. And that will ensure you to have a very, very long journey and long career ahead of you. And that, I think, will be the best advice that we can give you. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave it in the comments section, or hit us up at our IG, DM us, and you will get more info to your specific questions. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope and wish for your successful career ahead. Bye.